Namaste, everyone. Let's just take this time to ground down into this sacred earth, no matter where you are. Feeling the points of the body that make that contact with the earth and rooting in, whether you're sitting directly on the earth or on the second floor or even above, but just rooting down energetically. Just breathing into cultivating sacred space within and around you. Today we're going to integrate the essential oil Helichrysum into our yoga practice this morning. It only comes in a 5 milliliter bottle because it's so rare and precious. So if you have Helichrysum, I invite you to open up that bottle. Got some sand around mine. And put a drop or two in your hand. It comes out pretty fast, so be careful. So, like I said, it's a precious oil. You're gonna rub your hands together, sit up nice and tall, and just smell that. Noticing its earthy quality, kind of grassy, but this is a flower that comes out of the Mediterranean. It's known as the flower of immortality. We're just going to massage our heart center, the pulse points of your neck, and the back of your neck, the base of the brainstem, that little notch right at the base of the occiput. And massaging the soles of our feet. This is an oil that's known to create heavenly and earthly connections. Also known as the essential oil to alleviate pain. So I wanted to share just some of the mental uses for Helichrysum this morning before we start our detox practice. Just to give you an idea of how you can use these oils. Especially when we're detoxing, a lot of things will come up. Maybe we feel stressed, ungrounded, where we may be moving out of our routine, whether that was a healthy routine or not. But we can use Helichrysum as a stress reliever. So breathe that in if you have it, and if not, put it on your wish list. Use this oil to improve overall outlook on life and to create a positive perspective. This oil is beneficial for initiations, rites of passage, which is perfect because we're beginning our cleanse. This oil helps you to ascend any challenge presented through inner strength, connection to higher realms of consciousness, and divine will. It also assists you in thinking outside of the box by opening your mind to your unlimited possibilities that are all around you and available to you. So I thought that was just such a great oil to start with. So if you don't have it, it's okay. You could also use a grounding oil, a wood oil. And we're going to root down as we can really make that connection with the earth, with ourselves. And coming into the rhythm of our breath. So bring one hand to the low belly, one hand to the heart center. think the fly is like the Helichrysum. And just begin to breathe deeply into yourself, filling and emptying the lungs completely. And feeling that expansiveness on the inhalation and that sense of contracting, that hugging in on the exhale. And we're going to join our hands together at the heart and we'll chant an initiation mantra or mantra intended for when we start something new. We invoke Ganesh, the deity of remover of obstacles. And just a few words. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 We're going to focus on detoxing the core, right? We're going to focus on twisting. So switch your legs because we always tend to sit in our most comfortable position. We're going to bring our hands to our knees, fingers pointing inward. Take a deep breath in, sit up nice and tall, extending the arms. And as you exhale, you're just going to twist to the left. If you could bring the right shoulder toward that left knee, looking behind you any amount. And inhale, coming back up. Exhale, twist as you bring that left shoulder toward the right. Inhaling on and just moving with your breath, even if you just twist a little bit and look over the shoulder. Okay, so I'm just moving into your stretch edge. Finding your range of motion. I'm just beginning to stir up the pot a little bit. Igniting the energy in the belly. So we're going to start to fire up that digestive fire, dōTERRA. One more time each side. Inhaling back up. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, extend those arms, round the back, snug the belly in. Inhale, extend those arms up. Exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you, and just twist your spine, looking over the shoulder. Inhaling to the center. Exhale, left side. And moving with your breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling, twist. Finding your own rhythm of breath. In your own range of motion. One more time each side. Inhale back up. Exhale, Interlace your fingers behind you, and we're going to arch the spine. We lift the arms, opening the chest, extending from the belly, lengthening through the neck. Deep breathe. Relaxing the gaze toward the nose as you close your eyes, and just feel that energy moving through you from the root to crown, earth to heaven. And then as we exhale, bring the spine to a neutral place as the hands unite at the heart. We're going to make our way to an all fours position on our yoga mat or the floor. And we're going to bring the knees underneath the hips, hands slightly forward of the shoulders, and we're going to move into cat-cow, tucking the toes under. Inhale, lift the head and the tailbone, and we're going to exhale and round. Move with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Finding your own rhythm here. Finding that serpentine action from the crown to the head, from the head to the crown. Seeing if you can initiate the movement from the middle of the spine out to the tailbone, crown of the head. And exhale, as round in, snugging the belly in and up as you round the back, curling the back like a spine. Like a cat, and then arching the spine. And we're gonna exhale, find your neutral spine as you walk the hands forward. Bring the forehead to the earth and finding length through the spine. So try not to arch the back or hyperextend. Curl the spine, but just find that length as we modify downward facing dog here. Breathing in a sense of ease. And then we're going to inhale, lift the head. We're going to arch the spine. So see if you can melt your belly toward your thighs. Keep the armpits nice and open as you open the shoulder girdle. And arch the spine a little bit more, really stretching from the pubic bone right up to the notch of the throat. And we'll inhale, come back to all fours. We're going to move the hips forward as we inhale, lift that right arm up, extend through the spine. And as you exhale, thread that right arm under. Deep breathe. So feel that gentle twist initiate from the low belly, not from the hips. Keep your hips in balance as both hips extend straight back behind you. And then we're going to feel that right shoulder blade wrap away from the spine as you extend the right fingertips. Breathing deep, creating that sound of the ocean behind me with your breath. And we're going to inhale, come back up, and we'll switch sides, moving the hips forward. Inhale, left arm extends up. Exhale, thread it under and reach deeply. And we'll exhale and come back to all fours. And we're going to walk with our hands again about 6 inches forward of the shoulders and lift the knees as you extend back into our first downward facing dog position. We're just going to walk out the legs, alternating the bend in the knee, crossing the knee over the midline to the opposite side, and really swaying the hips here. And feeling that stretch through both sides of the torso as you breathe slow and steady. And then come back to the center. Inhale, look forward between the hands. We're going to step that right foot forward. If it gets stuck back, just get stuck over here or something, grab the ankle and walk that foot forward so that it's underneath the knee. And we're going to bring that back knee down to the ground and begin to melt the hips toward the earth, breathing into the opening of the hips. And then we're going to move into the hamstrings as you exhale, extend the hips straight back, extend the spine forward, and inhale, come into that lunge. Exhale, extend back. Maybe the toes lift up off the earth. Maybe you can keep them grounded, whatever feels right as you move your body with your breath. Feeling that energy. Waking things up and finding the joy and the connection of the breath, expressing the movement. And we're going to come back into that lunging position, ground the hands, lift the back knee up off the earth. And we're going to step that right foot back, come into downward facing dog. And then we'll step the left foot forward. And if it gets stuck, same thing. Just walk it forward as you bring the right knee down. Open the chest, melt the hips toward the earth. Feel the opening of the front of the hips as you breathe deep into your psoas. And then we're going to exhale, shift the hips back. Inhale forward, arch the spine, bend the knee. Exhale back. Inhale. Moving with your breath, exhaling to extend back. And again, maybe the toes lift, just notice how that feels, how that changes, stretch a little bit. And again, we'll come back to the center, ground the hands, lift the back knee, and step back, downward facing dog. And again, alternating the swaying of the hips and the bend of the knees. Moving down the IT band of that straight leg, deep into the side body. And then we'll meet again In downward facing dog, finding our center. As you exhale, bring the knees down to the ground, point the toes back. We're going to open the knees wide apart, yoga mat distance. Bring the big toes together so that they touch. And as you exhale, bring your sit bones back toward the heels and forehead to the earth. Just bow in, bending the elbows as you touch the tips of the index fingers and the thumbs. Making a diamond shape in the hand. And just relaxing in. Breathing into a sense of release. Okay, the flies are so bad I had to spray some peppermint and citronella. But I'll try to edit that out if you don't see that. Okay. We're going to inhale and come back up. And we're going to come back to all fours. Finding our breath, walking the hands forward. And coming back to downward facing dog. Let's move into some deeper twists here. We're going to inhale and step the left foot forward. Bring the right knee down. And you can come up into a high kneeling position. So if there's a 90-degree angle in the knee and the right knee is underneath the right hip. If you're a little bit more flexible, walk the foot forward and come into a lunge, okay? So either way. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Get nice and long. And as you exhale, twist and bring that right elbow, armpit, tricep, any part of the arm to the outside of the knee. If you have the armpit there, the hands can come to the earth. If not, we're going to bring our hands into prayer and try to twist where our heart is centered at our prayer hands. Okay, so that's level one. If you're going a little bit deeper, we're going to see if we can lift that knee up off the floor, whether the hand is on the earth or in prayer. And if you are a little bit more flexible, extend that left arm out over the ear and then maybe ground that back heel. Begin to form a diagonal line from the heel through the fingertips. And then just focus on the twist of the spine. Deep breathe here. Slow and steady. As we exhale, look to the ground, unwind the arms and place the hands on either side of the foot and extend that left leg back. Left hip moves straight back. The right hip is going to move forward. If you need to modify, you can bring your hands up on blocks or even a table, and you can extend this way. Let's see if you can draw your inner thighs toward each other. Lengthening through the neck. Deep breath. And then we're going to bend that front knee, lunge into the knee, lift that back heel lift. Maybe walk the fingertips forward. And we're going to inhale, extend that right foot forward. Feet are hip distance apart as we slightly bend the knees and forward bend. And then again, alternate the bend in the knees. Feel the swaying of the hips. Bend your knees deeply. And we're going to inhale as we spinal roll up one vertebra at a time. Extending and opening, finding your length. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms on up. Arms can extend or palms touch, but keep the elbows straight and just begin to arch back any amount. Maybe open the arms wide, make a wide V, or even extend your arms out to the side, but keep a nice curve in the neck. And we're going to inhale back up. Exhale like a waterfall. Slowly round the back over bent knees, letting the crown hang toward the floor. If you could empty out the head of any negative thoughts, any negative feelings or emotions. And we're going to inhale, come halfway up. So if the hands leave the earth, we're going to bring the hands underneath the shins, extend the spine. We'll do the opposite side. So we're going to exhale and forward bend and step that left foot back. Bring that knee to the ground. Come up to a high kneeling position. Starting easy. Or maybe stepping that right foot forward and going a little bit more deep here. So either way. Again, we'll start off easy. You can always move deeper. We're going to inhale, left arm up, rotate the left rib cage toward that right inner thigh, lean forward, see what you can get to the outside of the knee. Or maybe you're just pressing the forearm to the knee. That's always an option. And deep breathe into your twist, into the depth. Either bring the hands in prayer, and using the leverage of the elbow against that knee to deepen the twist, or maybe the hand comes to the earth. And if you're going a little bit deeper, maybe you can see if you can lift that back knee up off the floor. Moving into the full pose, perhaps extending through the arm and reaching that back heel down toward the earth. So it's a real deep twist, but only go as deep as the body allows, as deep as you can breathe into. And as we exhale, unwind and begin to shift that right hip back. Maybe take a mini step in using blocks or placing the hands on a table or a chair to lift you up out of the pose a little bit. So we want to turn out to the side. We want to wrap that left hip forward toward the front edge of your mat, toward the hands. And we want to move that right hip back, extending the spine out of the hips. Breathing into all the natural curves of the spine as we open the leg. So keep the quadricep, the front of that right thigh engaged, both thighs actually. And that way we take pressure off the hamstrings. And then we're going to bend that right knee and inhale, step forward. And we're going to turn the feet out in a 45-degree angle. And we're going to come into a squatting position, or you can sit on a chair and open the knees wide and just begin to extend the torso forward any amount. And deep breathe into those open hips. Maybe using the elbows against the inner knees or thighs to add some assistance so that the knees don't collapse forward. And then we're going to bring the sit bones down to the ground and extend the legs forward, just bending the knees as we bring the feet to the ground. Maybe these flies are fierce today. Okay, so we're going to bring the hands to the knees. And we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, round your back, tucking the chin in, feeling the shoulder blades separate. And as you inhale, come forward, arch the spine, reach through the knees, extend out of the hips, let the head bow forward at the top of that exhale, initiating the exhale all the way back, rounding the spine. Inhale, tall spine, and extend that length forward, rounding the back. Once you can't extend forward anymore, and then exhaling that rounded back, moving with your breath, finding that wave-like energy. Washing over the body. So if you could immerse yourself in the ocean and get that deep cleansing rinse. And as we inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slowly round the back and come all the way down into the earth. Extend the arms up overhead. Retract the shoulders onto the back. And then extend the legs. Point the toes and flex. Point and flex. Keep the feet flexed. We're going to inhale, draw that right knee in. Interlace the fingers either behind the thigh or over the knee. Draw that knee down toward the belly. Thigh in, massaging all the internal organs. And with our breath, we're going to switch sides. Take a deep breath in. Find that length from heel to head. And exhale, switch sides. Notice any difference between one side and the other. I'm just trying to find a place of balance and symmetry between each side. So it doesn't have to be your deepest pose. You're just working intelligently, breath by breath. And exhale, switch. We're going to move into a twist. So you're going to extend the right arm out by the side, palm up or down is your choice. And we're going to guide the knee with the left hand over the body to the left. And then bring the body back to the center, hips back to the center as you roll onto the outer hip and the outer left leg. Either keeping the gaze up toward the sky or look out over the right hand. And deep breathe here into a twist. Keeping the right shoulder on the earth if you can. Just relaxing the spine as you allow gravity to twist it in opposite directions. And feel that spanda, that expansion, that length. And as you exhale, unwind, bring the right foot to the floor so you can shift your hips back to the center. Extend that right leg, bend the left knee. And draw that left knee in. Extend the left arm. And then right hand guides that knee out to the right as you cross the body. And then move the hips back to the center. As if your body could be parallel to the long edge of the mat. Either keeping the gaze skyward or turning the head out to the side. Looking over that left hand. Deep breathe. Left shoulder grounded to the earth. Let the inhale create space where you may feel compressed or dense. And as you exhale, release that energy, breathing in a sense of lightness, a sense of space. And exhale back to the center. Bring both feet to the ground as we find our way. You're outside, do the best you can to stay balanced. Sometimes the earth can be quite uneven. We're just going to find our center. Bring the hands to the low belly. Drop the knees together so that they touch. Walk the feet out toward the side edges of the mat. And deep breathe here. Slow and steady. Breathing a sense of self-healing into the second chakra, the low belly, the seat of our creativity. Notice if the body is gripping anywhere. And if so, allow your deeper breath to create more ease in that area of tension or holding. Move the hands up to the solar plexus above the navel, below the heart. And see if you can feel the lungs expand in your hands on the inhalation. And feel the doors of the ribs close in toward the midline of the spine as you exhale. And then bring the hands to your heart center. Breathe into the expansiveness and the receptivity of the heart. And then bring your hands to your neck and throat. The fifth chakra. Breathing into your ability to speak kind, true words to yourself, to others. And then bring your prayer hands to rest on your third eye, right at the center of the brow. Breathe into that spiritual connection of yourself with your highest self. And relax your arms down, back to the hands to the ground, extending the legs one at a time. Relaxing into a state of stillness, full stop. Breathe your way out of Shavasana by beginning to awaken the fingers and the toes with some small movements. And bring the feet to the floor one at a time. We're going to roll over to the right side of the body. Just let the body relax in a fetal position for a moment as you begin to open the eyes a wee bit. Adjusting your eyes to the outer light, but keeping your awareness inside and just noticing how you feel. And pressing the left hand into the earth. We're going to slowly rise from the earth and come to a tall seated position. And join the hands in prayer and just bow your head toward the rising heart. And let a gentle smile turn the corners of the lips up. Silently expressing a sense of gratitude for giving yourself the time this morning to be on your yoga mat and just move the body a little bit. Set an intention for your day if you wish, or send your love out into the world. May it come back to you 1,008 times. Namaste.